You're listening to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast.
This makes my nipples hard.
Hey there, thanks for joining us. Today, Paul and I are back with part 2 of our Quest for Glory journey, this time with the second game in the series, Trial by Fire. Perhaps y'all have heard of it. It's a little RPG kind of style adventure game. And okay, to me, it was the first series that I'd ever encountered that combined adventure games and RPG games. And I don't know, it's like a mix of Arabian Nights and Sierra puzzles and stat building and alleyways and mazes. Okay, fine. There might be a little bit in the way of mazes, right, Paul?
Right, yeah. It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. It's good.
So, holding no secrets, we actually recorded this whole episode, and it didn't go very well, and we ended up getting a bit hard on the mazes, and we're not going to do that this time. We're going to be a little cooler about it all.
Yeah, I was politely asked in an HR memo to bring some more positivity to the scene. I'm also supposed to mention cucking a lot less than I did last time, so...
But a lot earlier in the episode, clearly.
Right.
So, okay, we've got this game. It's set in the desert. And you know what? The best way for me to describe it is to go straight to the instruction book that I was missing on my last run-through. And to say that the land of Shapir is a small sultanate in the south. It consists of 2 major mountain ranges surrounding a desert of sand dunes. Its climate, well, it's a desert, so arid and extremely hot in the summer. It has 2 major cities, the capital, Shapir, in the north, and Rasir, which is kind of like Shapir mixed around. It's meant to be like the backward city. Anyways, it's in the south. Shapir's principal income is from imports and exports, and it is along the major trade route. So it has exotic scenery and fascinating bazaars. So that's...
I like how the word arid is only a word used in textbook definitions of a desert. Like, have you ever heard somebody use it in conversation once ever? Like, it's rather arid today.
It's true. That's a funny word, though, isn't it? It makes it seem big, I guess, big and dry, right? Kind of like that. So, okay, you're the hero, and you had just finished off in the first game, and you flew off on a magic carpet to go to where the Katas are originally. And so you step off this caravan, and you're like, hi, you're here, and there's like merchants and dancers, and you're getting introduced to everybody. But it turns out this place needs a hero, because it's kind of under this bad chaos stuff. There's a missing guy, the emir, and there's genies and elementals and all sorts of bad stuff happening. And okay, I'm back to the instruction booklet again, but if you are going to go into this game as a successful fighter, you can go in and become a paladin by the end of this game. But apparently, if you're not quite ready to be a fighter, you can also be a combat instructor, a security guard, or a babysitter. Those are your alternative combat careers. I wasted a lot of time giving what's-her-name flowers, thinking I could be a paladin someday, thinking I could have nice things. Aw, you were a thief, though.
But I was a bloody thief, yeah.
You played a thief.
I didn't know it was all for naught, man. I really tried to redeem myself, but yeah, there was nothing there.
So if you want to be a successful thief, you can be a playboy, a chief thief, or a godfather, generally. But if you're not that successful, Paul, I'm looking at you. You can be a tax accountant, a politician, or even a CEO.
Oh, these are jokes.
It's right out of the instruction book.
Yeah,
so
okay.
You get it.
I could hear Corey Cole in the root of these. I was like, wait a second.
If you're a magic user, though, that's not so great, you can be a court jester, a computer programmer, or a corporate manager.
Tell me that wasn't Corey. Exactly right.
Listen to the description for corporate programmer. Just because you are incompetent at incantations, klutzy at conjurations, or a dud at divination does not mean you can't work magic. You, too, can have a successful career in computer programming. Just send away to our famous Computer Programmers Correspondence School for further details. Isn't that lovely?
Kind of.
Okay, and so the other thing that this game comes with is a big wall-sized map of the city. The top of it's kind of like just a picture of the city, but underneath you actually get a real map that has the all the areas, because you start off at Gate Plaza, and that's at the beginning, and then you've got Fountain Plaza, Plaza of the Palace, Plaza of the Fighters. Now, it doesn't say on this map, Paul, what is where, but it does say what road is what.
You know what would make that map a lot cooler? If you didn't need it desperately.
So this was Paul's first introduction to a game where you'd have to completely maze your way through the maps everywhere, inside and outside. And you talking excitedly about mazes, we're really thrilled at this.
Right. I just don't understand. Like a development team sat around a table and somebody was like, here's a brave new idea. We're going to do maze-based travel. And like they all signed off on it. It was okay. Look, listen. I have like 45 hyper positive notes and things to say about this game that I liked, and I have just a few not good ones. And the few not good ones are in the first beginning of the game, because me and this game got off on the wrongest of foots, and a lot of it was because of the maze-based travel, and that the kind of first thing you have to do is go find somebody just deep in the crevices of this maze. The money girl, the changer of your monies girl.
Right. Yeah, Dinarzard.
Dinarzard, right.
Please don't be offended by my spelling. It's not a voiced game, and I've probably just kept however I pronounce them as a little kid. So that's just going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's people are hearing these names said out loud for the first time through you right now.
So if you're playing this game, when you're very, 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 very first start playing the game, if you watch the opening sequence, there's the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek: The Next Generation whooshes by, which I think is amazing because it is so far from anything to do with this game whatsoever. But like the whole game is filled with these, there's like a Rosella hand puppet in Keep On Laughing shop. Yes, hang on. Keep On Laughing is the name of the proprietor. And if you have played this game, you're going to feel fondly annoyed. And if you haven't played this game, you're just going to feel annoyed because it's a pun. But it really is funny.
It absolutely is not. And I don't appreciate you for insisting.
Did you see the Orat on a stick in his shop? There is an Orat on a stick.
No, but I did pinch the bridge of my nose several times.
Good.
Listening to him talk in just that sort of way. So
that feels a bit better. And there's, as I said, there's all sorts of things. But okay, so here it is. This game is a little bit different. Instead of being entirely keyboard based, there's a little bit of mouse support. You can like right click on things. It's kind of like King's Quest IV in the way that the mouse is there, but you could probably not use it much at all and still be okay with it most of the time. Okay.
Everybody should be using the arrows in every game ever, especially mine.
So what is your first impression of the setting? Like, what stood out to you? It doesn't have to be positive or negative. It's just, what did you think? Now, all of a sudden, you've gone from a forest with snow. Now you're in a desert.
Okay. Well, okay. Look. Damn it. Man,
He doesn't like the way this game looks.
I don't like the way it looks.
I'm so hard not to be mean about it.
Sorry. I promise I'm going to be positive. It's just... God, that almost broke me. Fucking... okay, the null pointer return sort of error there. Yeah, it's a weird game because it has some really, really beautiful screens in it. It really does. Like the weapon shop has like the coolest perspective, that typical like Sierra silhouette perspective, but like the walls like 3D, you could see into the wall, and so many of the rooms are gorgeous, and I have no confidence whatsoever in the names of anybody in this game. So I can't even be like the so-and-so's room, But
He
you
likes
know,
Aziz's room with the fishies and stuff and the blue, though.
thank you. Yeah, exactly. And then the bad guy with the mosquito net over his bed that you have to steal the black bird from, that room, that's a gorgeous room. Look, I don't need to.
Ferrari.
Yeah, there's lots of good looking rooms. The problem is that you spend the majority of your time either in the brown hallways that are just brown featuring black, and then in the squares, which are yellow, or in the desert, which is yellow featuring beige, and that's like where you spend most of the game. It's just in these yellow ass rooms, and it reminds me a little bit of Codename Iceman as far as the plainness. Like, it's just very plain, I think. So, you know, I think it was a bit of a downgrade from the first game artistically, and I'm going to bring some substance with this critique and say that Corey, I think to a degree, recognized that when he basically had said that this was the last 16 color game that Sierra did. And in hindsight, he wishes that they were granted 6 to 12 more months to have made it 256 colors instead. So I think he kind of recognized that it was maybe lacking. And he even went on to say that to program it as a 16 color game at this point in time in Sierra was actually more difficult because the Sierra, every other game was already moving on. So they had to do like a bunch of retroactive they had to do a bunch of like retroactive scripting and such to make it work in 16 color. So basically they had to work harder to make it less visually appealing. And I don't exactly understand why, but anyway, I'm not alone on this. Corey seems to agree that it was not as good looking as the first, or obviously the third and the rest to come. So
Pulling out the big guns for this one.
yeah,
I see.
exactly.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has a lot of endless hallway. My thing, like, as a kid, I wasn't paying attention to the look of the hallway. I was paying attention to the minute little differences. The window here, the light here, the crack here, so that I could understand how to get where I needed to go, because I wanted to memorize the map, because I always like memorizing all of the maps. So to me, it was more of like, all of them are the same, but each of them have tiny differences.
Yeah. Do you remember during development of Phantom Fellows when you said Oliver instead of Oliver, and then that made it into the game at some point. That was so funny.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Anyway, no, okay. So earlier in the game, like when I was like young and naive, I put a note that said that I was just basically saying that the hallway animation was really cool, and because it was, especially for the era, for the time, like it was really 3D the way that they animated the room moving instead of the sprite to a degree, and I really liked it like the first 6 times, and then by like the 412th time I was like, I'm a little over these hallways now, but it was at one point I did have a childlike wonder as I walked down them, and I appreciated them.
Also, I found out during the last recording that y'all weren't here for. Paul didn't quite acknowledge the use of the compass, which if you played this game before, you might be like, oh, see, that could have helped him.
Right, yeah, I didn't know there was a compass, and it took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that once you unlock a location, you can just click on it and go there. Like, I wish I didn't even discover that. That's how enraging it was to realize that with, like, 2 days left in the game or whatever. But it's like you said, it's actually, it's not like you said. Sorry, I don't want to pin this on you. Not that it's a bad thing, but because it was an EGA parser game. I don't really think to use the mouse in my sort of defense.
True.
So.
All right, go ahead.
Well, one time that I did use the mouse, to immediately contradict myself, is I always use the mouse for the menu. So I went to the drop-down menu and I saw silly clowns.
Right.
So I have a note that says silly clowns equals unclear, I'm turning it on. And I did, and the clowns never came.
No,
But
they
that's
never
okay.
do. It literally does absolutely nothing except for become a reference in the later games.
I appreciate that. I like the irreverence and the minor gaslighting that the devs did on that one. And then arcade difficulty, the note says, doesn't matter, setting it to easiest, which I did.
As you should.
Yeah. And then
You're not in it for the RPG elements.
No, exactly. I don't RPG. So
Did you like some of the dialogue? I mean, I know it was making you grind your teeth a bit, but I mean, was there at least a chuckle here and there?
Yeah. Oh, totally. There was. There was.
For sure. Yeah, you're cute. I mean, you're totally cute, especially when you wear that. Yeah.
It was. I really liked Ali Chica. I'm giggling because I should maybe I should post my notes to Patreon or something. But it's just that, like, after the arcade and silly clown notes, there's like 5 hyper negative notes. And then it's all positive. But it was just this first Ananos, because the first 3 hours of the game I spent looking for the money lady. And I mean 3 hours. Like, when you look at a walkthrough of this game on YouTube, the proficient players are getting through the game in 3.5 hours. So I was like, I'll probably knock this game out in a night or two. But it took me 3 hours to find the money changer. I was so bloody lost. Like, for a lot of my life, I have a pair of Converse with an L and an R written on the toe. That's how bad I am at navigating. So this was just not for me as far as, strength in navigating. Like, Strummer is much better at getting around town than I am. Like, he just has it. He has the natural thing, and I don't. And I'm terrified of the ocean, which means I don't think I was like a sea-going, navigating, Polaris watching type of dude at any point. But anyway, as much as I love Ali Chica, I was just laughing because one of my notes does say "fuck off Ali Chica" in capitals, so he must have pissed me off for some reason. Another note just says, "and I'm lost again." So I was going through it here for a little bit, but I did start to have a good time once I found the lady.
I used to always get Ali Chica and Ali Facker mixed up because Chica's the one that sells the stuff and Facker, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's the one that sells the sauruses outside. So did you barter for? Okay, I'm going to go into the storyline. I just need to clarify this. You have to buy yourself a saurus who turns out to be a big ass chicken. Did you barter for your saurus?
I did.
And you took it all the way down to like the 5 because it starts at 50.
Yeah. Oh, I ussed him down.
Yeah. Because if you go too far, he just pops back up to like full price again.
Yeah. No, I completely chewed him down all the way.
Well done.
Yeah. But and props to Corey, fellow Heeb, being the one who I'm sure implemented that design. And also, honestly, I wouldn't have known to do that without you. I can't say I would have just Jewishly typed in bargain. I might have. Who really knows? But I know you had told me that, so I remembered it.
His name is Honest Ali Fakir, but also you could also call him Ali T. Fakir. And guess what? The T stands for Edgar. It's true.
Is that
like legit?
What don't I get there? Is that a joke?
It's not. I don't even find it funny. I just think it's funny that it's a different letter.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so our hero guy, he steps off and he's in this desert place and there's all this stuff going on and it's super hot. And he goes to the inn and that's so kind hot. Of his, it's so hot. Oh my God. So he goes to the inn and he meets Shima and Shamin and Abdullah, who's this merchant guy that you had met Abdullah originally at the inn in the first Quest for Glory game. He was up there and you got to buy him a drink and he's always had a bit of a hard time. That poor guy there. But anyways, there's like Rasir, which is the sister city, and there's the missing Emir, and there's genies, all sorts of stuff. Your whole world is teetering on the absolute edge of chaos, meaning like it's kind of timed. If you take too long to solve things or do things, a giant like dragon-like creature will come and like take over the whole town and everybody, I'm assuming, dies, right?
Yeah. I mean, It happens off screen, but it's implied.
Yeah. So, but anyways, you're supposed to have, by the end of the first day, you've got to go either fighting or trolling around the alleyways to find the money lender. And, and here's the other thing. When you exchange your money with the money lender, there's actually a mathematical formula to get the most money out of it. I can't remember the exact number, but it's like roughly 5 give or take each time. And then you get more money than if you exchange it all at once. Right.
Instead of doing the maximum 50, you do like 5 at a time, right? But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you should have exchanged your money, potentially got a compass, maybe made it to the Fountain Plaza. As soon as you get to a location, you can just click to go there again. And then after you're done kind of exploring the city and getting the lay of the land and maybe buying your Saurus and finding out that this green dude, every time you get in a fight, he runs away. After that, you get to watch Shima do some dancing, which is where all of us first started to get feelings for,
Furries.
the furry type creatures. It's true, because she's beautiful and she's sexy and she looks right at you and she dances, and it's kind of a whole thing.
The
I mean, you
animation's-
feel it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I asked the question when I saw her dancing. The
Yeah.
old, would
Yeah.
you? I mean, you
Yeah.
have to look at her very obviously cat-like face in the eyes, but and
Cats like to be licked.
they do have very barbed, kind of uncomfortable tongues. Look, I thought a lot about it, and
Yeah.
that's all that we need to worry about.
That's the
I
important
think
thing.
I would politely decline in the end.
Aw,
Okay,
Wow.
all right.
Okay.
Well,
are you sure?
I guess apparently I
after
can be
a
guilted
drink?
into it. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if her husband was. Anyways, the point is, it's
Oh,
very
see,
like.
that's everyone. You know why Anna just anyway, because she does not want me to go there, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm just gonna say this. Wait, what's her husband's name again?
Shima and
Shima.
Shamin.
Shamin, the boy, the husband.
Yeah, Shamin.
Okay,
yeah,
so
the boy.
Shamin's a little weird about his wife. Okay, guys, he really wants you to get a private dance from her several times in the game, and I'm not gonna say what everyone thinks I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say that you know how hotel.
Oh God.
You know, you know how hotel rooms have that weird chair in the corner facing the bed? Mm-hmm. That's where
Yeah.
he sits.
Yeah.
You like that?
Totally.
I tried really hard to not say
You
the
did.
word.
You were such a good
Okay, thank
person. Okay.
I'm all done. We can move swiftly on from that.
Good, good. So yeah, anyways, you've got your Saurus and you've bartered it down and you've woken up the next day and you go and you can meet the Aziza, who's the lady that has the fish, and she likes you to be polite and she gives you tea. It's all very important stuff that you do there. And then there's the astrologer who you said last time I talked to you, you had forgotten about completely.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw the astrologer. Can you get through the game without ever going there?
I don't think so.
Okay, and then I guess I went there. I don't know. I don't remember it at all though.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun little room, and you can ask him about the sky and, little questions and things. Anyways, so yeah, you do all of that. You hear your warnings, and then, so after that, the story can diverge a little bit. Like, if you're a magic user, you're going to do some spell trading and eventually work towards your way of the trials at the Wizards Institute of Technology. But if you're a thief, which is what Paul was, you'd be sneaking into all these secret jobs. Like the money changer turns into more than just a money changer. She's like a person that's saying, hey, steal this tea set, or, go do this and go do that there, which is kind of fun. And if you're a fighter, you're going to be trading with Uhura, and you're going to get a brand new trader from the blacksmith. He's like, I'm not very happy blacksmith, but I'm grumpy, but I will arm wrestle you, which is kind of fun. Actually, okay, this game is the reason I got into arm wrestling in the first place as a kid, because I was a really good thumb war fighter, and then I became a kick-ass arm wrestler.
I think I have a theory on thumb wrestling. I think that people with a larger hand are at a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's why I always win. I got a tiny hand.
Is that
Hell
what it? Because
yeah.
I don't think I've ever won a match of thumb wrestling. Like I always lose, and it must have something to do with like smaller thumbs win. I don't know. I need to look. If anybody out there has the same size thumb as me, we need to throw down and settle this once for all.
Same here. Maybe I need to because I'm always thumb wrestling full-grown adult men. I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever thumb wrestled
Against
a
their
woman.
will. Sorry.
Well, if they like it more that way.
Yes, the weapons guy, by the way, is a fucking total weirdo because you walk in there and he just flexes at you for like a whole minute. Like it goes on way too long. You're just like the two of you. It's like a deeply homoerotic vibe because you're both alone in this room in dead silence and he's just locked like eye contact and just flexing at you like, huh? You.
Yeah, he will stand
What
there
do you-
flexing at you for a really long time,
Yeah.
too. Like 5 minutes, he'll just...
Like at first it was uncomfortable and then it started to become comfortable. So I
Yeah.
don't know what that means.
Did you run into the sell beard glitch? That's a fun one.
No, I didn't.
So you know how you sniff a piece of Omar's beard,
Ew.
and then you can go back and you sell it to the magic guy or to
Okay.
keep on? Okay, you can keep selling that beard over and over and over and over and over, like
cool.
into infinitum.
Oh, the guy in the desert?
Yeah,
You see,
his
that's
beard.
right. There is some beard sniffing in this game. How could I
Yeah,
forget?
there's beard sniffing. That's what it sounded like you said. Yes, it smelled good. I think he uses beard oil.
Right. Hopefully.
There was no nose icon, or tongue icon or zipper icon in this game to just, that would be a fun remake. Remake it with that kind of a menu style.
The developers were like, we trust the players will try to sniff his beard. Like,
Yeah, we
honestly.
just assume.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
So, yeah, so you're dealing with that. You've got that, and then all of a sudden you kind of find like this poor lonely tree out in the hot desert, and it's just sitting there all by itself. It's not got a lot of flowers, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, and through some stories and some rumors, you decide to make friends with it. So over the course of time, you get to talk to it, and you can hug it, and you can water it, and all sorts of things. And if you're really, really good to it, as trees do, it might just turn into somebody that is not a tree.
Wait, does it ever become fully untreed?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I didn't get
actually.
that far. She gave me fruit, but she was still pretty wooden.
Yeah, no, she gets
Barky.
completely untreed by the next game, Julinar and the magic user guy, and then they end up.
The next game, so I still have a chance.
Yeah,
Nice.
you're fine. It has happened. You'll be okay. You'll start the next game and it'll be already fine.
Let me quickly run through some stupid, jokey notes that'll
Please.
catch us up to where you're at. I like the money back if you die joke from Ali Chica. Very funny. The Rosella Easter egg, you already mentioned that. Weapon shop POV, we mentioned that. Aziz's sleeves are so cool. Love the elemental animations. Right. So really like Aziz's outfit, turns out, and her little pool table. Well, like, not pool, it's like a table with a pool in it.
Water pool.
It's not a
but
billiards
yeah.
thing. It's not.
No.
But I really like that and all the animations that come with that. Which isn't a very original or compelling statement to make. But there it was. So I thought Shima would be more stoked on those flowers. I did. That was a bit of a bummer. I like how you can say hi to everyone and they say hi back, and you could say thank you and they say thank you back. I really wasn't expecting it. I just kind of, in a dopey little way, I'm going to say hi to them. And then they said hi back. I was like, wow, that's lovely. So, I'm sorry, I'm going to drag you through this again. I said this in our other attempt at this episode, and it wasn't fun then, and I don't think it's going to be fun now.
That's okay. I'm going to retell my same joke from the last one right after you're done. So.
Okay, I will authentically try to laugh at it. I'll make it
Thank
sound
you.
like it. Yeah, everyone's going to be like, he just heard this for the first time. For
Totally.
Sure. Yeah.
No, for sure.
When the hero goes to sleep, I really like that scene because he's all sprawled out, and it's I don't know, it has a nice composition to it. It looks like a painting in a sense. He's got this masculine vibe spread out on the bed, and then there's all these exotic furs thrown over him for blankets, and there's a tiger skin blanket in the room, and that sent me on a whole side quest of pinning different big cats against each other so that I could learn who would win. So just in case you guys want to know, if and you haven't settled this officially, I can officially say that Cheetah is at the bottom of the situation. Above Cheetah, this is all in a fight. Big cats fighting each other. Above Cheetah is mountain lions and pumas and that kind of stuff. Above that is jaguars. Above that is lions, and then at the very top is tigers. And none of these are really close, it seems like, from my research. I spent way too much time on this. Oh, no, Anna just messaged me. I might be getting yelled at.
No, you
Okay.
messaged me. I'm like, why did you send me a picture of the introduction to Wit? You wouldn't have seen this because you're a fighter.
Okay, that's why I sent it to you. Thank you, because I didn't see that screen, and I wanted to be like, is this the astrologer? Why?
Which is, you know what? My whole life I didn't see this because I didn't know you could join Wit in the second game as a kid because I didn't have a guide or a walkthrough. So it wasn't until I was a grown-up that I realized you could do that.
See, I didn't even know who Wit was, so we're both learning so much together right now.
The Wizards Institute of Technology.
Wow, okay. Yes. Okay.
So yes,
I didn't know it was an acronym. But anyway.
So the other thing, you're in the desert, is you have to get a feather from a griffin, and like each class, this is where like the game goes into the strengths. Like for example, if you're a fighter, you've just got to like take it. The wizard can levitate up to it. The thief, he has a rope that can go up to it, and if you hurt the griffin, he'll come and he'll kill you, or you can fight him.
I didn't wake the griffin. No, because I'm a thief, man. I'm all sneaky and shit. I know how to. Yeah, exactly. Sneaky little Jew.
So it fits. Now here's where I'm gonna cut in about the speed running a little bit. So initially, when you would speed run the game, you would end up in the second town of Rassier, and there's an indomitable 6-minute wait. 7-minute wait, and there was nothing you could do at that time. So I have a video of one of the speedrunners. It could be Mr. Miller or somebody like that, speedrunning the entire first game within the wait at the dead parrot in the second game. But okay, they found out that instead of doing that, if you fight the griffin, then you're able to go up where the griffin is and like go behind the screen and like fly through nowhere land and end up at the last scene of the game for the speed run. So you can entirely skip the second city and pretty much everything else in the game, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that. Although the second half of the game is the better half of the game, I gotta say. I really, yeah. we'll get there, but I really like.
We'll get there. First off, with just all of a sudden, there's talk in town of a fire elemental, and your first sort of idea that this fire elemental has come is some of the stands have damage, which was pretty cool, right? And this is where my joke comes in, is Ali Chica. He says. Is it Ali Fakir that says it? One of the Alis says it. Yeah, that's it. Ali Fakir says it. And he says, you don't get down off of a saurus, you get down off of a duck, which I didn't understand. I didn't understand for like 25 years until I was in my room and I was folding jackets. And anyways, one of them had down in it or something. And I'm like, down, there's down in a jacket. Down, where do you get down from? You get down from a duck. Hang on.
Wow.
You don't get down from a saurus. You get down from a duck. Oh my God. Because I'm like picturing a giant duck that you have to climb down off of. Anyways, it was a long game on that joke, but it felt really good once it hit.
Man, I'm sorry. I promised you authentic laughter, and instead you got wow.
I'll take it. That was authentic. But yeah, so anyways, there's this fire elemental, and some of the stands have burned down, like there's a fire sale.
Right, that's very good. It's really fun.
Oh my God, it made me laugh. You feel for the guy, but he's making, like, you can see this is the guy that's selling ice to the Eskimos. Like, this is just, he was born to be a salesman.
He's good. He's good. If it kills you, you can come back for a refund. He's that guy. Very good.
So yeah, up at the gate plaza, the fire elemental comes in, and it's like you have to kind of follow it up the hall, and it's kind of a neat one because you have to lure the fire with incense, and then get it into a lamp, essentially, which is kind of a cool little trick. You wouldn't even think about it right away. Like I didn't find that was the most obvious puzzle immediately.
No, that was one of the harder ones, I would say, of the elementals, because some of the elemental puzzles were super fun, and that one was tough. I understood trapping them in the lamp off the get-go, but the incense part was difficult, yeah. Mm-hmm. But no, I don't think it was cruel, though. It wasn't, it wasn't cruel. You didn't have, like, a ton of inventory at the time anyway. Mm-hmm.
Now, the kind of neat thing about this game is as the game goes on and as you start to accomplish things, like, for example, defeating the air elemental, Omar, who tells poetry in the inn, he starts to, like, accommodate you into his poetry. So throughout the game, his poetry will become more and more admiring of your story, which is kind of neat. But otherwise, in between the air elementals, there's not a lot to do. There's a lot of waiting. A lot of just walking around, exploring, looking at stuff, going outside, fighting, stealing, and waiting for the air elemental to show up. And you're working with Rakesh, and he's like, oh, you're getting a better reputation, and you've just got to find a way to deal with it. Because for the air, now, did you end up breaking into the blacksmith's place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I snuck in there. I didn't get caught. I think the air was my Is air the one where you use the Bower?
The bellows.
Bellows, thank you.
Yeah, you have to steal that, and you can use, I think, your thief rope for it. And then you can go into the safe that's underneath his anvil
That's exactly right. Yeah, yeah.
and take all the big monies.
Yeah, I really like the damn it, not Brower, what, Bellows?
Bellows, yeah.
Right. I really like that puzzle. That was super clever. That was
Yeah,
fun.
I like that too.
That was
It was
in
fun.
that exact right pocket of like it made me feel smart for knowing what to do.
Yeah,
Which
really,
is
really,
rare.
really good. I like the fact that you just need to throw dirt into it. It was such a pain in the ass if you're a magic user and you're trying to cast levitate and you're trying to drop the dirt into it, but it keeps moving around randomly. And sometimes, like, I've played this game and it takes me like 20 bloody minutes to get the magic user to get the dirt into the stupid thing.
Do you not have the rope as a magic user?
No, the rope is for the thief.
Oh, okay, cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, because I don't recall that being a problem.
Yeah, that was it. It's a lot easier with the thief. So, yeah, if you pull all that off, the city's super happy, everybody's fine, and the poetry gets more and more poignant. But then all of a sudden, you're dealing with Julinar, the tree spirit, right? So you get to kind of awaken her, and you get the fruit of compassion, and you need that because you're trying to make a dispel potion with Herrick in the magic area. So anyways, the water elemental kind of comes up, and he's where obviously the fountain plaza. Now this game is particular about water. Like you have water skins and you need to fill them up before you go out in the desert, which I haven't talked a lot about yet. But if you don't have water out in the desert, you will most definitely die. Did you die much in this game?
Did I?
Good.
Good. No, it's true. It's good. It's the full Sierra experience. Is dying mercilessly in a desert,
Yes.
like King Graham and all those who came before us.
Right.
I
Yeah,
guess
that's true.
Maybe after in this case, whatever. Yeah, I died. The dinosaur, the one who they sell you on, who never runs away. He ran away all the time. He was never in the next screen. I don't know if he's supposed to be in the next screen. I heard he was,
Not always. Sometimes.
but he never was. And that was frustrating because you know that if you could find him, you could just simply type home and he would bring you home, which is such a cool idea for development. But it's like I almost wish it didn't exist, right? Because then when you can't find him, you know how theoretically simple it would be if only you could, but you can't. So that was a little rough. But hey, every like 6 screens they give you something jokey, so that was kind of nice. Like
Yeah, that's
every
true.
few desert screens there would be like a, I don't know, a modern airplane.
Sometimes
flying
like
by
a
or
character from the Quest for Camelot, one of the guys from the Quest for Camelot game, is like you'll see this old Arthurian knight kind of half buried in the sand. It's a reference to the game that you still haven't played yet.
something. Right. Yes. Exactly. Right. And there was like signs for like putt-putt or something. I think mini golf. I don't know. I might have made that one up.
Yeah, just all sorts of funny little things. So that's kind of neat. So yeah, next is the water elemental, which is a beautiful elemental. Really, I mean, it's so smooth, the way it moves and everything. I like that one.
Did you find the elementals to be a little smaller than you expected?
Well, they're human-sized, right? Except the only one that was kind of as big as you'd figure would have been Earth. Earth was pretty big.
I don't know what I was expecting in a sense, but I just remember getting that what would you say, like the Minotaur from King's Quest 6 sort of vibe. I'm just like, oh, all right, he's just a little guy.
Yeah. Aw, isn't he cute?
Right. It's adorable. The tornado one. Which one's the tornado one? Is that Earth?
The wind.
Wind, right, of course, because that's how.
Yeah. Tornadoes.
That one was cool. That was really good animation. So, but we're not on
Yeah,
wind.
it's
You just
actually-
brought up water. Sorry, water was wet. I don't remember water.
Water's probably the easiest. You just have to essentially contain it within a water skin.
Okay.
So yeah, that was one of the easier ones. But yeah, once you're done that, you save the kitty, you save the city, and you get this sapphire pin, which actually comes in later In the very fifth game, you get to retrieve the sapphire pin and give it back to a kata at one of the stands. So that's kind of a cool little callback there.
Nice, and it helps you later in this game too, doesn't it? You gain that kata's trust in the prison.
That's right.
Because you have
for
the
later
pin.
on, you can show them.
Yay, I remember the relevant thing. Everybody,
Good job.
Every episode gets one.
One per episode only. So, anyways, you end up having to do this big, caravan to Rassier later. So you got to say goodbye to everybody. You get one more poem that's kind of essentially blessing your journey.
Is that when he tries to adopt you as your son? That was real weird. I didn't appreciate that.
It was very special. You're his. You don't even know who your parents are. You should have somebody.
It just felt a little weird, just giving me this daddy energy all of a sudden. He's just like, I'll be your daddy. I'm like, hey. It's not necessary. This.
Stop calling me son.
Yeah, it was just weird. He's like, you are now my child. I was like, I wasn't getting the same vibe here, chemistry wise. I didn't know.
My 15-year-old said to me, don't call people son anymore. And I said, why not? He's like, because nowadays, Mom, that's rage bait. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, son, is what I said to him.
Yeah, that was the only appropriate response. Yeah,
nothing else I could have possibly said. So, anyways, you go.
I used the shit out of that in 2008,
son.
For sure. Like, what up, son?
For sure.
It's been a while. The last time I used the word son was the last time I heard Little John yell, "Yeah!" Like, it's been a while. But.
Yeah. Okay, so. You're going off in the desert, and it's kind of like this other city is actually the exact same as the first city you were in, but it's a mirror city, and it's kind of like more gray instead of more brown.
Yes, it is. Hold on, before we do that, let me catch up on my notes real quick. Okay.
Oh, sure.
I've only got like 4 or 5 from this one. I'm not allowed to read that one, but her dance. No. But I don't know what this means. Backslap LOL. Like, thanks, pass me. That's going to be great for the listeners. Weapons guy flexing at us. Okay, maybe I don't really have many. Oh, I really like this note. It's so stupid. When you look at, not the girl tree, but when you look at just a normal tree, the game says, don't bother looking at that tree. And I just wrote, what a weird ass response. Like, it was so weird. It was like out of character for the game. Because the game was just like, yeah, don't bother looking at that tree. And I was like, what? What do you mean? Riding a 2-legged animal seems harsh on the animal was a note there. I guess I got into like a side quest thought there. I don't want to call it a deeper thought because there's nothing deep or really analytical about it, but I'm just like, I feel like the whole point of riding like beast of burden or like a horse or something, it's like, cause they have 4 legs to carry you. When you ride something that only has 2 legs, it just seems like, like if they trip, you're going down, first of all. And it just seems a little cruel on the animal looking at you, Mario, and Puro, because Yoshi, you see.
It makes sense.
2-legged thing, so. Anyway.
I think I just realized something. Absolutely nothing to do with what you said, but I agree. You don't bring her back to life. Now I remember. In the third one, Salem, he's the guy that works at the druggist, the apothecary. And he is like all intrigued by the idea. And I think he ends up he's like, here, have some potions. And then he goes and falls in love with her and essentially turns her into a real person because only true love could do it. And then in the 5th game, they both run the druggist together, the 2 of them. And she's a human and she heals you every time you come in because they're in love now. That's what happens.
You're adorable. It's like listening. I understand Trekkies when I listen to you talk about Quest for Glory. It's like, I get the level of commitment and passion.
It's a lot. I had to do some thinking because I'm like, I know she was talked about in the 3rd game, but yeah, that's what ended up happening.
Okay, I'm going to say some nice things about the game. The oil on the anvil was super clever. I really like that as a thief, for context to try to remember for people who haven't played the game, you go on these little thief missions, which by the way I thought were super fun and I don't know, from a developmental point of view, it felt like manageable. Like I was trying to see it through their perspective, and I was like, because it seems really overwhelming. Like, how do you develop a game where there's these different, what do you call them, classes?
Classes, yeah.
And you have to give each class its due. It's like I don't know, the way they handled it in the sense of the thief gets about, well, it's not one per day, right? That would be a ton. But every now and then you get a thiefy mission and you have to sneak around and do the thing. And it was just enough to keep me satisfied and make me feel like a thief, like a bloody scalawag. But anyway, so what you have to do is, it happens twice when you're stealing the bird. But either both times it's from opening a cabinet. You have to oil the cabinet before you open it because it'll squeak and wake them up. And it's just, I really like that. That was clever because it's
Did you use the oil on the doors too? You're supposed to use them on the door hinges when you break into houses too.
Yes, I used it every time I died from not using it.
Good. That's how this game works. That's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly. It reminds me of back in the day, they would use a ruler to beat you into being right-handed. It's
Right.
It's that.
They would tie my uncle's hand behind his back. That's what they did at school to him. And then my mom saw that and she's like, no, I am right-handed, I swear, but no.
I just learned in I think it's Ghana, I'm almost positive, if not more regions of Africa, that you can't be lefty there. They're just not they're not into it.
No.
It's not because of like Satan bad juju stuff, because for some reason, lefties get hit with that a lot. It's a burden we have to carry. But it's because I don't want to impose this on everybody listening, but they wipe their butts with their left hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're aware. You're saying yes.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about
No,
this
I
last
do. I
episode.
absolutely. I had one of our tenants at one point was from Bangladesh, and she had the whole setup in the bathroom, and I learned all that stuff.
Okay. So, I mean, look, it doesn't matter. Okay.
I use both my hands. You just have to shake one of them. Pick.
I use a bidet. I don't wipe like an animal.
No. Oh my God, my mom, I mentioned a bidet to her and she got so offended. One time, she's like, "We are not having one of those in this house." I'm like, "Oh, are we not now?" Now I take it as a challenge. So
Yeah,
like
hold
one
on.
day randomly, there's just going to be one. So
Hold on. What is her offense taken here? What's the problem?
I don't know. It was kind of intimidating.
I
and
want to
left
know.
the subject alone.
So when you go to dinner tonight, I want you to just start that fight for me.
Okay, I'll be like, "Paul wants to talk to you. Just
I
a sec,"
do,
and I'll
yeah.
pass her the phone.
I'm taking issue with it.
Yeah,
You know-
and I'll actually call you legit, like with numbers and dialing for the first time ever, just for it.
And let her know that the modern bidets come with heated seats. So, just saying.
And then
It's
you find
fucking
the
lovely.
Does your cat ever sleep on the toilet seat?
No, but I've come close to nodding. No, I haven't. My legs always fall asleep before that would happen.
Right. Yeah. No, it's hard on the lower back if you have to sit on the can for too long. So
Well, listen, enough about
the
shitting.
point is, so you've gone across the desert. You're in this mirror city, and I keep calling it the Dead Parrot Inn. Would you like to know why? Well, if you played Quest for Glory 5, you'll know why, because that's the name of the inn. But it's actually the Blue Parrot Inn. So you witnessed like the whole arrest of Ugarte, who this is great too, because he's also in the fifth game. All of them they come back later on. It's the fifth game. If you've ever had a non-neutral opinion of it, or you don't like it, or you haven't played it, it wraps everything up so beautifully. I really highly recommend it. So,
Not beautifully in an aesthetic sense.
No, just in a story sense. So anyways, Ugarte, he's kind of like a black market contact guy. He's always been like that. But anyways, so this woman in a veil appears. And that's, I never ever knew how to pronounce it either, but Zaya Shah, what I've always called her. She's the daughter of the emir that everyone's like, "Oh my God, where is he?" And she's like, "Here's a hand mirror." Because like, obviously she knows, like in a lot of the Quest for Glory games, a mirror is really all you need to fix it.
Right. Not Amir, as in like an Arabian name Amir, but as in
No.
a mirror.
Because the names are so confusing in this one. So anyways, you get arrested.
Speculum. Yeah.
After this big long wait and after you do your thing, you end up in the dungeons. You meet this guy. He's like a kata prisoner. I can't remember his name, Sharef or something. But he's like, "We're going to escape. You get out and you have to face the bad guy of the whole series, which is Adavis. And he's very intimidating. Right?
Yeah, he is.
Right.
I would say Ferrari's a little more. Ferrari's not as intimidating. Ferrari's up in your business.
Ferrari's, that's an iconic
Personal
scene
space
too.
issue.
like that close up with you
Yeah,
and him,
you see
and
the
he's
meme
got the
face.
fez on, and that's
Because the hero looks up. It's so
Mm-hmm.
quick. I thought it was like a held pose because the meme is so well known in our
Mm-hmm.
tiny little community. It's this infamous meme worldwide. No, but it's just a quick look he gives. But I'm like, there it is. That was the fucking. That was a cool moment. That was like seeing I don't know, like a cameo of a celebrity or something.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you go in and you're like in the chamber of Iblis, and you do a big confrontation thing. And I mean, okay, if you're a fighter, you're using your sword. If you're a thief, you're sneaking down the thing. You're doing magic if you're the magic user. But anyways, if you do it right, he falls to his death, and Iblis remains sealed. So he's not going to get released and take over, because that's, I guess, who it is that takes over the whole city if you don't complete the game in time. That big like demonic thing. Again, how do you pronounce it? Iblis?
Unclear. Yeah.
Unclear. But
For
anyway,
sure
so
one of those.
you go back to the city. They're going to do you big, like how they do at the end of these games. You're going to get your big, like everybody that you helped all along the way comes up, and they grant you your title. Like if Rakesh will make you a paladin if you're going to be a paladin. And it's funny because if you speed run the game and you completely miss the sections of the game and you don't help anybody, if you get right to the very end of the game, they'll still all come up and thank you as if you've had. And I think that's the funniest thing ever.
I'm leaving you hanging there. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Yes. Very much. So anyways, that's really cool because every time you play this game, you can pick a different kind of character. So you've got 3 different ways to play the game, and that's not including mixing characters. You can, I mean, I'm guessing you fucked with the game. Did you suck the blue frog paw?
Yeah. It looked like I had just gotten through a thing of blue raspberry fun dip. My
I
mouth
bet.
was completely stained. I did suck blue frog, and I regret sucking blue frog because it just made things worse. It really did, especially if you play as a thief, because there's really no fighting anyway. Like I think like once one of those brigand whatever fuckers in the desert caught up to me, but that's it. Like I always got away from the scorpion. Anyway, it made things a lot worse because a lot of flags, a lot of booleans get changed. Like the fire elemental, that was the one. So you take care of the fire elemental, you've got him in the lamp, and then if you teleport or skip too much time, one of the two, that flag gets set back to false again. Like like whatever the defeated fire elemental boolean, it gets reset from true to false, and then you walk outside at nighttime and he's right there and you got to fight him again, or you go to bed and the city gets destroyed. So anyway, and that's just one example. There's a lot of flags that get fucked with from traveling around, from using. Sorry, but maybe I should back up. Suck Blue Frog is the debug code that the developers implemented. So using
Good job.
typing in Suck Blue Frog, and then you go to the cuttingroomfloor.org and you find out the IDs for each room and the IDs for inventory, and you can just give yourself inventory, which another way I made the game worse for myself is I gave myself too much of everything, and then the game carries along for the entire game that you're carrying too much stuff, and if you don't drop some of it soon, something. And it's an empty threat. It never actually kills you or does anything bad, but it also never. I just gave myself way too many daggers and stuff to get rid of. Never used a dagger, I don't think once. Well, maybe
It
once
just
at the very
means
end.
you use a little tiny bit of your stamina whenever you're walking around.
Okay, thank you. At least I know it does. But it's a little bit annoying because that message has priority over text boxes. So it kind of got it stepped on dramatic scenes because somebody would be about to say something, but the game had to tell me that I was carrying
It's
too
so
much.
funny
first.
that you would push through. You make me laugh.
I made it a lot worse than myself, as you can clearly see.
Certainly did.
So yeah.
Oh my God, that is so fun. You didn't even fight, really, right? Like at all.
No, you don't have. I fought, I got caught by one brigand in the desert, and I had to fight him, and that was it.
Because if
Once.
you're a fighter, you have to fight one of each, bad guy, stuff like that.
Right. No, I just, I had my little sneaky thief mission. So it literally made everything a lot worse. Maybe a few times it came in handy. Like there's 3 or 4 days where you don't really do anything. So that, being able to skip time in that sense was nice. But okay. So hold on. I got a few little notes here. some of them might be fun. So let's see. Bellows puzzle was smart. We know that. Harrick, is that a character?
Yep, that is the magic guy, the guy with the incense and stuff.
Okay, well, this is an uncomprehendable note here. It's not coherent at all. Harrick Attar appreciates the beauty in thing. Terrific. Good job, Pass Me. This is, again, it's gold for our audience. Really appreciate it.
There's the parrot joke. If you're in the Blue Parrot Inn, there's if you look at the parrot, it refers to it as an ex-parrot. It had one too many, Dijin Sling. Actually, it's just pining for the fjords, which is a Monty Python reference to the dead parrot sketch. Or did you ever try killing the tree, like throwing a dagger at it or anything?
Wow, no.
Oh, if you do, it breaks your computer screen.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Literally, like, that's your death. It just breaks the screen. And, this game's not even playable anymore. I love that.
That's cute. Yeah, I like that. Oh, I kind of do want to see that now. But what a monster, the person who discovered that. Why would you throw a dagger at her?
And the X-ray glasses. Did you do X-ray glasses?
You'd be like... We
so
both
then
know
you can
that
see
I did.
Zaisha in the nude, and then it actually doesn't even affect your honor points. Like, if you're trying to become a paladin, you can still do it.
Am I mistaken? But I think you see the boobs either way, right?
Nope, just with the X-ray glasses. She's behind a little curtain thing if you don't have them.
Okay, that's right. It makes the curtain see through.
But you might have been wearing
I know.
them
I'm not about that.
Because if you put them on earlier, you'd be wearing them.
I admit it. I'm not proud of it. Because I'm feeling most of you guys did it too. Look, you're wandering through the desert for days, and it's just nice to see 6 pixels with a darker pixel in the middle representing a nipple. Okay? I can't really explain more than that, but it was nice. It was I wasn't expecting it from this game. So
no, it's hot.
Good for
and you kind of get to see, for the nerds that are into this game, what Arena looks like, because she's the one that runs Arena's piece, obviously, in the first game. And it's funny because in Wit, it's a picture of Genesta on the wall from King's Quest IV, and you're kind of like, you always wondered what Arena looks like. She reminds you of Genesta, a fairy you once knew, which is a cool little callback.
Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Haha. Very good. Yes.
She does look. Yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
3 of you got that.
Yeah.
3 of you and Anna got that.
Yeah.
Oh, another note I have just says guano. So for anybody else out there who also agrees that Ace Ventura 2 is the greatest film ever made, anytime you see guano, you get excited.
Yeah.
The beast taking on the whatever demeanor is nice. Again, that doesn't make just any of the sense that I need it to make to whatever. Okay, next one. Oh yeah, that's the ticket scene was weird. It was like a weird tonal shift. So I like the intermission scene. That's adorable, right?
Right.
But then after that, it cuts to the hero standing on like a mountain of dead bodies. And it just has this really jokey thing, and it says that's the ticket. And I just thought it was really, like, tonally just kind of super weird. Anyway, Ferrari leaning in with his shoulder touch was spot on for that type. So having, spent much of my childhood in New Jersey around Italians, that's just that scene with Ferrari, the way he does that and kind of, talks at you and it corners you and stuff. That just felt real.
It did, actually.
Felt familiar.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. You could feel the hand on your shoulder, and you can kind of like smell the sweet breath that probably has alcohol in it on one side or the other,
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Smell like cigarettes and prosciutto or something. But Razir is I like that. My notes says
prosciutto. That's so Italian. Like, what is it, wrapped around a bit of green melon or something? That is a thing.
Right. Yeah. I guess that was pretty hyper specific too. Specifically.
Yeah. Cured dried ham cut into extremely thin slices, lightly smoked. Yes. Carry on.
We could change it to prosecco in case anyone else we need a second option.
Like a fizzy wine.
Yeah. I think it's just like Italian champagne.
Yeah, I see them. They come in these like mini champagne bottles. I always see people drink them and think that it might taste not good. Maybe it is good. I don't know.
It's weird as like a non-drinker when people describe drinks as sweet, and then you drink it and you're like, that's not how sweet works at all.
You know what is sweet though? Those ice wines. Have you ever tried like an ice wine?
Yeah, like a wine cooler.
No.
Right? No?
It's actually wine. It's got the same percent as wine, but it's made with ice grapes, and it's very almost sickly sweet. It's almost like a tiny bit syrupy.
Right. That's how Manischewitz is.
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
It's
careful what
actually
you
pretty
wish for,
good. I mean,
sweet-wise.
I wouldn't drink it on purpose, but if it was like everybody after dinner had to have some,
I
like
wouldn't drink it on purpose. That's adorable. Right. That makes you. It sounds like makes it sound like you're hanging out with Bill Cosby or something.
It just kind of happened like that. Yeah.
Okay, Rosier is effective because I really just think it's super clever, the palette swap. And I'm sure they did this to save room. Right, I mean, this game was shipped on floppy disks after all, 1.4 megabytes a disk. So it seems like they just palette swap. I would really actually like to have that confirmed if anybody listening wants to let me know. But I'm guessing they just palette swapped, which, goodness, what other game? But King's Quest IV, they do that. They palette swap the day to night scene to save space, and it just seems like they do that because they just kind of make a monochrome, like a grayscale version of the city, maybe add some cracks on the wall. I don't know, but it's really effective. It has like this brutalist like design to it, this dystopian sort of totalitarian rundown state, like I don't know, North Korea vibes. I could say it. No one from there's listening.
So, yeah, but I mean, your impression being it was a pretty game because as we carry on in the series, as I force you under gunpoint to carry on in the series, obviously the next one is the hand painted 256 color VGA point and click. This is the last of the texty texts.
Yeah, which is bittersweet. I really like parsers. I do, but yeah, there is no but. I really do like the parsers. Yeah. But I'm stoked about the next one. I'm excited about it. I can become excited about it.
Right. Fair.
I am. I'm excited about it.
You actually are.
Did I sell it that time? No, I'm
Like
I
marginally more than the last time.
okay, fantastic. Good progress.
Good.
Yeah.
So
just perfection, not whatever.
long story short, you should definitely play it if you get a chance.
What? Everybody play 2 or
The whole series, but
right?
also 2.
And from what I understand too, is 2 seems to be the least popular.
Yeah, I believe it is. Well, it's a tie between 2 and 3.
Oh. Okay. That's you're like, hey, it's either this one or the next one you're gonna play. One of those 2 is the worst. No, I heard that 2 was the least popular from at least 2 sources. I really want to exaggerate that, but it was just 2. And I think a lot of it was, some of the gripes that I had as far as the maze-based travel and things like that. So, whereas the criticisms I've heard from 3, because I remember, all the times like you and Rick or you and a guest, we'll get into Quest for Glory and I, am in the background. It seems like it's the story of 3 that annoys people as opposed to maze-based travel. So I'm much more, I'm down with that. Did I mention that the rat's taking your blanket when you sleep is adorable?
I do like that.
It's very cute.
It is. It's very cute.
There's a nice animation for dragging Orgate.
Ugarte.
Yeah, for dragging him away. Very nice. When he gets caught in the city for taking the water. Right? Is that him? Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Zaisha is one fine set of pixels. Is my note. Is that a girl?
Yeah, that's a girl.
Okay, that's gross. Why was I being gross? I mean, it's fully appropriate for the show, don't get me wrong, but...
Yeah, a lot of things are fully appropriate for this show, as our longtime listeners would go, oh, God, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the next note in capitals. Oh, my God, titties, yay. Because I really didn't expect that in this game. It was like, wow, what a treat. I had no idea there was going to be that. Cute I should probably hydrate. Cute animation where her homegirl...
I thought you were just calling me cute. I was like, thanks.
Oh my God, I needed that today.
I totally did.
Cute animation where her homegirl taps her foot. Oh, yeah. Homegirl being...
Zaish.
Yeah, whoever her maiden is. She kind of taps her foot like, hey, don't be gross. I really, really like how Lori puts all of her heart into the meals that you're being served. You can just tell that Lori Cole, co-developer of the game, how she, we know that she cares deeply about cooking, and you can just really tell. Like every time that Cat Girl brings you Shima,
I'm gonna let you call her Cat Girl because it amuses me.
Okay, but yeah, every time Cat Girl, Michelle Pfeiffer brings you the food, it's like so well described, and you can just feel how you can tell that these meals themselves mean a lot to the developer.
It's true.
And
Lori is a chef. I've cooked with her before, and we've gone grocery shopping before, and I have the privilege of being told that I am fantastic to go grocery shopping with, and she would happily grocery shop with me any day.
It's a tough compliment to get, too. I've never heard that one once. I'm not easy to grocery shop with. I know
No, I
that.
bet you aren't. I'm a pro. I have been grocery shopping since I moved out when I was like 15, and even before that. And it's been my sole job to do that, and planning and cooking for large amounts of people. So I'm really comfortable in them.
Well, my approach my style is to forget why I'm there, just constantly on a loop, and wander around.
Why am I here? They're just
Like a
selling
child.
things to make food, but there's no actual food here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll spare everyone. I won't burden them with what it's like to grocery shop with me. But on another game-centric note, you give the visa twice and you die.
Yeah.
How'd you know what that meant? I don't even know what that means. Well,
No, I mean, it's true, though, obviously.
and at one point I knew that and agreed with you because I wrote it down. Now I
Me
don't know
too.
what I was talking about. This was 10 days ago after all. So the lock yields to your skill. Nice line. I wrote. Wow, that's eloquent. The lock yields to your skill. It almost has that the phone finds itself ringing sort of vibe. Now I see why
It
I liked
does.
it. Yeah. Sweet forward roll out of the window. I love a sweet forward roll. The lamp is so pretty in the fuck I fell.
No. I'm glad we got to that note.
Yeah, that was in the caves, obviously, because the lamp looks beautiful in the caves. The reflection of the lights, man, it's just such a masterclass in, what would you call it, working with constraints. Like, I really love artistic mediums that work within a constraint. And obviously, as somebody who does pixel art, and it's just so cool to see what they can do, especially with this, the restraint of the 16-color palette, because the only option they really have is bright-ass yellow, and they just slap it on. They just slap it on the what would you say, the exterior of what's perceived to be the wall, and it works perfectly. Like bam, like it's just a really strong reflection of the light.
Kind of makes
So
me
good.
want to ask you, like, what would you borrow from this game design-wise if you were building your own desert city, and what would you throw in the garbage?
Oh man, that's a good question. Well, I mean, the silhouettes is a cheap answer because all the Sierra games do that. I would probably want to mess around with that 3D, the 3D aspect of the hallway. Mm-hmm. Like it's really cool. It's the only thing, right? The problem isn't the hallway; it's that you have to get lost in it so much. But the hallway itself is really cool, like that, and it looks. What would you say? I don't know, obtainable. I feel like I could probably maybe pull that off with a little trial and error. Is that how puns work? I don't think that's how puns work, but if I had enough fire in my... Okay, please.
No,
Please
I like it
stop.
all. No, I'm not. I'm going to expect more of that from now on.
Ooh, jumping the logs.
Right. Oh, yeah, the jumping the logs was cool. That was a real pain in the butt for speedrunners, too, that whole little bit there.
I would seriously think about doing something like that in a future Phantom Palace game. Like, it was really oddly fun. Mm-hmm. Although I guess maybe it would be a lot less fun if it wasn't a parser, though. There's something about having to type it maybe that makes it fun. But anyway, I like that. That was a cool... No, it's not just the parser. It's the timing of it. You could pull it off with a point and click. I really like that. I would do that. Hyper-specific answer. Mm-hmm. But it's true, though. I wrote the note down just because of it. I'm like, that was kind of fun. Maybe we should try something like that. My next note says Hussy said something. Is there a character named Hussy, or did it autocorrect?
No, you must have meant one of the hussies.
Hussy said, I know another use for his tongue. Okay, yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yeah, that was one of the ladies in the.
I should
in the
have
back
finished
room
reading
there.
the note first. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
That's hot.
I had a really hard time making notes for this game because my note app auto-corrected all the names into the closest English thing. And I'm like, no, it's not whatever. It's supposed to be,
That's why I wrote my notes with like a pen and paper. I really did, and it had great time with the names. I wrote them down, and there they were.
I should have done that. Yeah.
It does feel good to write notes.
It does. I was just talking about that this
Yeah, it
weekend.
does.
It does. Yeah. Half of my dev notes are written and the other half are in the computer. Mm-hmm. And that's not for any rhyme or reason. I'm just a really chaotic person, I guess. Is that all you got? Repeating same thing immediately kills him. I don't know. I think I'm just yelling at the game for that one. They said the name of the game. I was very excited about it. They say trial by fire at the end. Mm-hmm. But, in conversation.
Right.
I love when movies and games do that. Like, that's the name. That's where it came from.
That's it. That's this one.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wonder if they were struck with inspiration the moment they wrote this line, or if they wrote the line the other way around, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did the line itself become the game?
Right.
Or,
I hope so. I've always
That would
wanted
be
it to be
cool.
that way.
I'd like to. I wouldn't want to hear otherwise. I'd just hang
Exactly.
up
Lie
on
to me.
Corey. I'd just be like, no,
Yeah.
click.
Lie to me, you slut. Talking to Corey, of course.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I'll lie to you if you want, but whatever.
Oh, what if Corey's listening to this? Hey, Corey, I didn't mean to call you
hi.
a slut back
No.
there. I'm
I
sorry.
apologize.
My bad.
You thought I was a lot nicer when I had the little interview with you there, but
Whereas
That's
you're
in
probably tired of my shit from all those Slack calls, so it's fair
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, probably. Back when Slack was a thing. So yeah, no, that's about it. But before we end off this episode, I just want to recently bring up a fan of the show named Robin recently shared that they managed to get the Macintosh version of Space Quest 3 running in Scum VM. But after trying several Apple emulators, they finally extracted the game files from an archived version using the virtual machine disk images and a Linux tool. And it was kind of cool because Space Quest 3 backgrounds were originally vector-based. The Macintosh version can actually render them at higher resolutions. So the old CRT monitors would have like blended all the dithering together, creating like this smooth ass gradient and like the illusion of a bunch of more colors in the palette, which is, I mean, we talked about something like that recently, which is kind of cool. You can really see the extra detail like slime on the freighter walls and stuff. But the game so far is not fully playable under Scum VM right now. I'm sorry, but it glitches out. Roger's legs disappear. Some of the rooms can't be entered. But as a visual artifact, it's kind of cool how Space Quest 3 could look in a higher fidelity setting, which I thought was kind of neat.
Man after my own heart, man. Robin's awesome. The amount of effort that he went through there shouldn't be understated because it takes like 4 seconds to read a sentence like extracting a virtual hard drive image, but it's like that was 3 days. That kind of stuff just ends up taking forever in these rabbit holes of like each new thing doesn't work. Like everything just requires the most effort. Macintosh emulators, Robin, I hope you're able to get that going in Scum. That'd be really cool because one, Macintosh emulators are really finicky. Sheep something is one of them. I have a really good Mac emulator, but now that I'm thinking of it, no, it works for PC too. If you would like an OS, which one is it? It's not. If you want like a System 7, I think emulator, then let me know and I'll send you a link to get it. And it's a really really good one. But I get the broader point here is to make it work in Scum so everybody can just see it and not need an individualized emulator. But anyway, that's awesome. Macintosh games. I think a second ago I said first of all, so here's the second of all. The Macintosh versions of these games, specifically the 2GS games, usually looked better, in my opinion. Because the palette was designed more intentionally than the IBM 16 color palette, which wasn't picked by artists, right? Like the EGA palette was picked by programmers who didn't really give any thought at all to the colors other than the acknowledgement that they need one of each.
There needs to be some. I mean, I was amber monochrome. I'm like, no, there doesn't.
Yeah, right. And so the Macintosh, I don't know, I always think it just looks a little sharper, it's like just a slightly nicer hues all around. And then little things too, like every now and then the Mac would get like a tiny little sound effect, specifically I think Space Quest 3, where when he wakes up in the spaceship, he says, "Where am I?" And you get this horrifying text-to-speech version of that in the Mac game. Like, "Where am I?" It's. I wish I didn't try to say it like that. I'm sorry. Fuck.
Oh, that was pretty horrifying, though. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, that was kind of neat. So thanks for writing in. Now I apologize.
That's my go-to. Sorry, that's my go-to voice for when I try to make Strummer drink milk from me for my nipple.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not in like a
Yeah.
forceful call CPS way, in a jokey way. Be like, "Come
Right.
drink from me, drink from
Right.
your father." Maybe that's not the voice. All right, I wish I didn't bring that up either, but we're good. We're fine.
We're fine. But yeah, I apologize to anybody who's been sending us emails. All of our emails, past and present, are out of service at this time. So
Just
I don't
DM
know.
us. That's the
Yeah.
new rule. DM us on Twitter or the other stuff.
Right, until
So,
further notice.
Yeah,
So I won't even
we'll get
tell you.
notifications for that. We'll see the second that you did it. We'll get on it. Michael, Locke, I did get your email. I'm going to answer your email right now because that's lazier.
Good job.
But we're going to have Michael on before April.
Good.
He knows what I'm talking about. And that makes it sound conspiratous and gross. It's not. Or is it? And we're going to talk about the two things he put in the last email because I think both of those things together would make a great subject. A great
Awesome.
complete
I'm looking
episode.
forward to that.
So there's that. Okay, go ahead.
I've been
Sorry.
seeing you around on online, Michael. You always have interesting and thoughtful comments about games and things. So it'll be fun to have a good chat.
Sorry. Nope, sorry. I keep
What?
faking you out. I keep making mouth smacking noises, which is like
So yeah, thanks for being a part of our Patreon and keeping the lights on and keeping the microphones turned on. To the true believers, Gareth, Mick, Jeffrey, Mark, Brian, Chapman, Christopher, Yanis, and Tim. Thank you so much for supporting the show and everybody else that is there on the list as show supporters and otherwise. It really, 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 really helps and is awesome. And thanks for checking out the episode and hanging out with us. Say hi to us on Twitter at the CGG Podcast or just CGG Podcast or at Phantom Fellows. Do not send us an email at this time. So yeah, definitely send a message. You can find us on Blue Sky. You can find us on Mastodon. If you want to... You can.
okay.
Yeah, we're on.
Why?
I do all of those things. Anyway, become a Patreon and help support the show. Join the conversation. Talk about neat stuff. We're on Facebook. We're a page or a group as the Classic Gamer Guild, Gamers Guild. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. And yeah, you.
By the Phantom Fellows, thephantomfellows.com. It's on Steam. It's on itch. It's on other stuff. We got lots of stuff and stuff and things. Nailed it. I'm so good at promoting my shit, let me tell you. Leave a review for the game. Play it and then like it. And then leave a review in that order. And if you don't like it, absolutely don't leave a review. Please stay far away from that.
Just give it a thumbs up and just say, okay.
Yeah, be like, he tried his best. And then, with like a
Yeah.
patronizing pat on my head and be like, you'll get him next time, Tiger. And then give it a thumbs up. Please. But also, please play the game. That's why I made it. And if you did play it and you did not hate it, tell me about it. Tell me what you thought, because that's my whole little heart and soul went into that thing. And we're working on some really cool things right now, plural, actually. So there's more Phantom Fellow stuff to come. I'm all done. I think we're good there. Are we good? Are you good? Do you need to say stuff? Or?
No, just need you to say the thing. Otherwise, people are going to do bad things.
Right, that's right. It's my civic duty to say, don't do a murder.